Hi there, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Famous Interviews with Famous People. I am your wonderful host, Devin Schatz.
Today we're reviewing the
Exactly. And today we have a very special guest. A legend, an icon, a bounty hunter, and a master of disintegration, Boba Fett. Welcome, Boba.
It's nice to be here, Devin, but I don't disintegrate.
So, if you don't really disintegrate people, why did Vader make a point of telling you no disintegration?
Well, Vader liked to think of himself as a bit of a comedian, playing forced jokes, messing with people. Because, he thought it was funny, and while I have disintegrated a fair share, he knew I wasn't going to disintegrate Solo because, in his misguided comedic attempt, he told me not to.
So, Boba, you're a legendary bounty hunter. What made you become one?
Well, Devin, it has all to do with my father. My father was one of the greatest bounty hunters of all time. I think you've heard of him. His name was Jango Fett.
Yeah, I've heard of Jango, but wasn't he decapitated by Mace Windu?
Windu? Windu was a freaking coward. Instead of facing my father in one-on-one combat like a man, he snuck up behind him and cut his head off. Windu knew he was no match for my father, so he had to resort to cheating and trickery.
That's not what I heard. I heard your father was trying to fight him and Mace Windu just chopped his head off.
You know what, Devin? Don't make me have to disintegrate your lousy ass. You know I'm Boba Fett, don't you? Don't even mess with me. I'll freaking disintegrate you in no time.
I'm sorry, maybe you're right. Maybe Mace Windu was a coward.
Damn right, Devin, he was. Now where was I? Oh yes, my father, the bounty hunter. I idolized my father. He was my hero. He was brave. He was noble. And he was a great, great man. So when he died, I decided to carry on the family tradition and destroy all the cowards and slime of the world, like Mace Windu.
Your father wasn't any of those things. He hid in the shadows, and most of the time took people out from the distance.
Now, Devin, is that any way to talk to me? Really? Do you want to push me? I'm Boba Fett, goddammit. I'll disintegrate your ass. Don't make me even think of pulling my gun. It won't be a case of who shot who first. It will simply be me shooting you and you being disintegrated. I'll do it. I'll shoot you. Right here, in front of all these people. Don't you dare talk about my father that way.
Okay. Your father was a brave and heroic man.
Damn right.
So, Boba, you watched your father die. What was that like?
It was a horrible experience. Absolutely horrible. I had to watch as the man I idolized, the man who was everything to me, died. It was horrible. It was painful. And thanks to some coward who struck him from behind, his life was ended. It was tragic. So I made it my goal, my mission in life, to destroy all the cowards and slime of the universe.
Now, Boba, I look at your suit and I see a lot of things. I see a few scalps, I see a couple of lightsabers, I even see an ear or two. Why do you have all that?
Well, Devin, those are my trophies. My mementos. They remind me of all the people I've killed, of all the lives I've taken, of all the scum that can never harm anyone again. I only take them off the truly deserving, the true scum of the universe. Those who were difficult to kill, or those who I truly enjoyed killing because, well, they were scum that needed to be dealt with.
But, Boba, Jedis are the guardian of peace and justice in the universe.
Jedis. Jedis are fucking cowards, Devin. They rely heavily on the Force, or their friends, or underhanded trickery to win their fights. When was the last time you seen a brave Jedi? Never. That's when. They're scum. I absolutely hate scum, Devin. So I hunt the galaxy for them, and I took their lightsabers as my trophies, to remind me of what not to become, of the type of scum I have to deal with.
Now, what about the Wookiee scalp on your suit?
Well, there was this wild Wookiee, a bounty hunter. His name was Andar. He was a coward. He frequently shot victims in the back, killed those who were innocent, just slaughtered people. He was kicked off his homeworld. He had killed several slavers, and they hired me to take him in, or kill him. They didn't really care which. I shot him while he was begging for his miserable life. Those who live by the blaster, Devin, die by the blaster.
But you live by the blaster. Does that mean you'll die by the blaster?
Fuck you, Devin. Fuck you all. I'm Boba Fett. I'm never going to die. I'm going to live forever. No one can defeat me. No one can challenge me. I'm the greatest that ever was and ever will be.
But you hunted Han Solo, and he was innocent.
Solo. Solo's a little bitch. My little bitch. That's all that man was. He dropped his cargo for a mission for Jabba the Hutt and refused to pay Jabba back for what was destroyed. And then he shot Guido in cold blood. He was a coward and a whiner and a pretty boy. I hate cowardly, whining pretty boys.
Now, Boba, let's talk about the Sarlacc. It ate you, didn't it?
You're damn right it did. But it was no match for me. I'm the best that ever was, Devin. The best that ever will be. Some desert slime thinks it can stand up to the likes of Boba Fett. It's no match for me. Some people say the Sarlacc takes 1,000 years to digest its prey. Well, it didn't have 1,000 years with me, Devin. It had a few seconds. And that wasn't long enough. You know what? I made it out of the Sarlacc, Devin. It didn't stand a chance. Do you think you stand a chance, Devin? Do you think you can handle Boba Fett? I don't think you can.
Did you taste like chicken?
Now listen up. I'm not to be laughed at. I'm not to be trifled with. I'm the most feared bounty hunter in all of the galaxy. And you know what? I'll disintegrate you without a second thought. I just need you to know that. So just keep that in mind next time you decide to smart off at me. You little whiny, feminine motherfucker. I'm Boba Fett. That's all you need to know.
Now, what did you do after the Empire fell?
You know, I kind of bummed it around for a while after that. I hung out at this intergalactic diner called Al's. It's a nice place. Makes a great cheeseburger. The Empire was my greatest employer, so work was kind of slow for a while. A lot of the generals vying for power didn't like me that much, so they didn't want to give me any work. I did a few jobs for Admiral Thrawn, but he didn't last very long, so I went back to hanging out. I watched a couple of seasons of Friends, though.
That's great, really great. Now, but why did you watch Friends?
Are you questioning me? Are you questioning my choice in programming? What would you have watched? You little maggoty, filthy, feminine motherfucker. What would you have watched? I like Friends. It's a great show. One of the greatest in all the galaxies. So don't make me have to disintegrate you. Don't make fun of Friends. Because, you know, I am Boba Fett.
Okay. Friends is a great show. But can we both agree that Joey sucked?
Joey, it was massively overrated. It was hilarious and a great show.
Well, did you ever have a family?
Yeah, I got married. It was more of a marriage of convenience more than anything else. I had a daughter. My wife keeps getting on my nerves though, so I disintegrated her. Beats divorce. Having split all the assets 50-50 when, bow, Pam, zoom. She's gone. No lawyers, no mess, no custody. It's dealt with, because I'm Boba Fett.
I bet that was hard.
So I had to raise my daughter as a single father. It was hard, but very rewarding. I had a great time raising my daughter. She's wonderful, and evil in all the right ways. Sometimes you just got to get to the point where you want to disintegrate them, and then they tell you they love you, and you love them back even more.
So, Boba, what does your daughter do for a living now?
Well, initially she helped me as a bounty hunter, then decided that disintegrating people just wasn't for her. So she decided to become an accountant for the New Republic. I was really proud of her, and she graduated top of her class and became head accountant.
Did you just continue bumming around, watching Friends?
Actually, when she was a teenager, I got together with some other Mandalorians, and we reformed the Mandalorian Empire. With me as the leader of the Mandalorian.
That's great. So you just led the Mandalorians at the end of your life?
I brought prosperity and success to the Mandalorian people. We trained, we fought, we died. We actually started helping the New Republic. We had a guest spot in that 300 movie. We were the Spartans. And yes, our ads were real, Devin. We worked with them, we joined with them. It was great. The Mandalorians thrived, and we became a great culture again.
You just called Han Solo a pussy a minute ago. How could you work with him?
Well, he really wasn't a big shot in the New Republic, and his wife, who's just fucking hot, really fucking hot. Have you seen her in that gold bikini? Really, fucking goddamn hot. I would bounty hunt her all the time. I would just hunt her down and do things to her. Oh God, Devin, you don't know. It's just horrible sometimes. Anyways.
You were talking about the New Republic.
Yeah, I joined up with them for the prosperity of the Mandalorians. And because she was just so fucking hot. Again, let's go back to the gold bikini. Devin, let me just say, best idea Jabba ever had. Lay in a gold bikini. Really. You'd think giant slug, no, his people are all giant fat slug creatures. You'd really think he'd be more into women that looked like the fat slags from that really crappy movie from Britain. But no, Princess Leia in a bikini. How could you argue with the man on that? Best decision ever. And believe me, that man made some horrible decisions. Letting himself go like that, eating that squirmy thing in that pot, keeping a rancor under his dungeon. Really, bad decisions all around. But Princess Leia in a bikini, just fucking hot, Devin. Just so fucking hot.
Now, you helped their daughter, didn't you?
Well, she was fucking hot too. Really hotter than her mother, if that's even possible. Her, I did fuck. I got her drunk and fucked her brains out. She said because she was a Jedi she couldn't get married. But I know it was just because she'd never find a man as good as me in bed.
Now, anything you'd like to add before we go?
Well, check out my new play. I wrote it at Django Theater on Mandalore. It's a great comedy, telling about a Twi'lek and a Mandalorian who get married. It's hilarious. And Devin, remember, I'm Boba Fett, and I'll disintegrate your ass.
Well, thank you for being here, Boba. This has been Famous Interviews with Famous People. See you next week.